Minister of Transport Fikile Mbalula has defended the appointment of Prasa's new administrator, Bongisizwe Mpondo. Mbalula dissolved the Passenger Rail Agency of South Africa's interim board late last year. He placed Prasa under administration. Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Transport questioned Mbalula on his decision to appoint Mpondo as the administrator. He has been asked to help Prasa deal with its challenges. Newzroom Africa's Athi Mtongana spoke to the minister today.
Well, I have with me the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula. There's never a dull moment. I was just saying to you off record, whenever you come to appear before Parliament. And so today you appeared before the Portfolio Committee on Transport. And just give us your view, because we know that Prasa has had a lot of rot that has obviously spilt over in terms of now the commuters getting affected in the way they commute to and from work and school on a daily basis. Just give us your view. You have appeared before this committee before, and today you returned. Is there any progress made from the last time?
Look, today appearance is special because I've acted since the last time I was here, and I'm shoveling and I'm grinding. I'm working to change things at Prasa, and they are going to change. I first came in here and introduced the war room and moved off the war room with an ineptitude board that have produced the results of a disclaimer, not only the financials, but the fact that Prasa in itself has broken down. It meant that we needed to do something. We need sharpness and incisiveness, and what brought me here today was that incisiveness in terms of appointing the administrator at Prasa and the implication of that decision legally, as it would have been posed by colleagues inside. So it's normal process, accounting and being held accountable as the executive. So that's what I was doing, to come and explain with the Director General our decisions, and we'll further explain, not ourselves, but also the administrator to come here and face the board, the Portfolio Committee, in terms of what we're doing at Prasa and what we're going to be doing. And in the meantime, we're also on the ground to ensure that we're not only keeping people posted, but we address their issues.
Now, what were the reasons the members gave you concerning the appointment of the administrator?
Well, they asked a whole lot of questions and about the administrator, but in the main, I explained to them that the legal base for the appointment of the administrator is the PFMA, and that we've been taken to court, and I've given them the detail of that decision. And the issue really is about, is it secondment of somebody, or it is a decision, that lingers around the status of the administrator and all of that. But at the end of the day, administrator means exactly the status quo, because the minister, in terms of the act that establishes Prasa, has got the right to take whatever decision in relation to the board. What is not allowed is the question of a vacuum. And in that, what do we seek to do? We want absolute stability in terms of Prasa. I could have jumped to another board after board. That's not the case. Even when I arrived, I have not shown any intention of getting rid of anybody. But the ineptitudeness that comes with that does not allow me to put a blind eye. Now, I could just be another statistic, another minister. Mbalula was here, simply came, appointed his board, did his own thing, fought with the board, and then departed. I dealt with that board, put it aside, and let me address the issues of the AG. Let me address the state of Prasa in terms of ensuring that it becomes a viable entity at the disposal of our people. And that is exactly what I'm doing. And I'm being challenged whether I did that in law. Well, it will be ventilated. But like I said, I can't blame people who take me to court, because this place has been rotten to the ground and everybody's suspicious. But I can tell them that I've got no malice, and I don't intend spending time in court. But if I have to go there, because I'm not rogue myself, I applied the law in terms of what I did, I'll go and account. But at the end of the day, I want to get somewhere. And as we speak, I'm not standing in a static place. I'm working very hard to ensure that the time frames we have put for ourselves, which must bring stability for Prasa. Will not address all the issues, but will bring stability, ensuring that corporate governance of this place is sound. It will ensure that the malfeasance is dealt with, and in doing that, we are going to have to deal with people. And in that process, those who are ineptute and who are rogue elements, who want to undermine and run Prasa to the ground, the administrator have got my directive through the service level agreement to act decisively on those particular issues and follow the prescripts of the law, because we're not a banana republic. You can't just anyhow dismiss people without following the due processes, and that is what must be followed here.
Now, before I let you go, Minister, you mentioned that you'd much rather spend your time trying to correct matters on the ground rather than being in court involved in litigation processes. Now, you've mentioned that Prasa has been able to arrest some of the perpetrators on the ground, and you were saying that they should actually be charged differently so as to kind of send out a message to those who are still dealing internally with the theft of copper at train stations.
I've said that, and I wish to repeat again, that the people who are arrested for stealing our copper and destabilizing the railway network, you can imagine how many families are affected. Take in Cape Town, Central Line, 20,000 working class people can't get to work in an affordable, transport service that is provided for by the state, because the place have been run down by criminal elements, and you arrest that person and simply charge them with theft. That is economic sabotage. People can't get to work, businesses don't get their workforce to work, and all of that on time. Households are actually affected. People are losing jobs left and right. We must charge them with economic sabotage. Criminal Amendment Act of 2015 provide for that. You get to be arrested and we find you. We must take you to court and charge you with economic sabotage. That's what this crime is about. It's about time we grind and we become decisive.
Have you engaged with SAPS in terms of the charges?
I've engaged, and I'm engaging with my colleagues in this regard. In an organized way. And I wish to make a submission at JCPS to ensure that these issues get attention at that level, to understand that we want the prosecution, we want SAPS and all its components to work with us to ensure that there is meaningful decision around the charging of the people who are arrested, burning trains, stealing copper cables and all of that.
All right, thank you very much. That's where we leave it with the Minister, Fikile Mbalula, here in Parliament. For Newzroom Africa on channel 405, I'm Athi Mtongana in Parliament.